Hi, it's Misha. I haven't made a YouTube video in a long time. Also, my hair is whatever, I don't care. I'm Misha, aka Misha the Nailian on Instagram. I'm a nail tech and I've been doing nails professionally as a licensed manicurist for a little bit under 2.5 years now, almost 2.5 years. And I've done a lot of nails in these 2.5 years of my career. There are so many sets that I really love, and probably a lot of sets that I even forgot that I did since there's been so many. So I thought like today for this video, it'd be fun if I look back on some old sets and rate them. Maybe I should do like a little scale of like how I would rate everything. I'm gonna rate it out of 10 in terms of design, and then rating it out of 10 in terms of execution. So I feel like when I first started, I definitely was obviously a lot more amateur with my craft. And now, after a couple years under my belt of experience, I hope, at least I think for myself, I don't know if y'all think it, but I think I got better. So it'll be really interesting to kind of look back on some of my really old nail sets to see what I think of them now. Back then, for sure, I probably thought I was eating on some of these sets. And if I look at them today, I'll be like, girl, what the hell are you thinking? But anyways, how I'm gonna do this is I found this random date generator online. So I'm putting in the date I started and today's date, and then randomly getting the date, and then I'll look back and see what set I did on that date. Yeah, hope that sounds interesting and fun. Here we go. First date, November 4, 2023. Okay, 2023 is when I officially opened. I'm pretty sure it was August 14, 2023. So November 4, 2023 is pretty early in my career. So let's see what we get. Okay, so I do have one nail set that I did on November 4, 2023. This is actually my friend Kim. She was going to Disneyland and she wanted one nail, like each hand to be like representing one of her favorite Disney movies. So on her one hand, it's Cars, Lightning McQueen themed, and on the other hand, it's Lady from Lady and the Tramp. She actually has a King Cavalier named Lady, so that was definitely in honor of her dog Lady. Kim actually designed this herself. She actually drew the design that she wanted for this set. When I did this set, I actually had just gotten these Divock marble fit polishes from Sweetie Nail Supply. Shout out to Sweetie Nail Supply, love y'all. This collection. And in her drawing, she had a lot of she wanted a lot of those marbling elements. So I was like, oh my god, lit, let me use this and do the marbling. I feel like looking back on it, I actually didn't really do too bad with the marbling. This was probably one of my first earlier times using the marble fit collection, so I was a little more amateur at using it. But I think on the Lightning McQueen side, you're going for flames. And I think those look pretty cool. And then on the pointer finger is the checker. Actually, I won't even lie, that is one of the cleanest checkers I've ever done. I mean, I do see, okay, there's a little smudging on the cuticle up there, but the checker design itself on the nail, I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. And then on the thumb, it's Lightning McQueen's number, the 95. Actually, it looks pretty good. There's a little bit of wobbliness in my line art. Other than that, from far away, you can't really tell, but I think I did a pretty decent job on this. Yeah, you know what? This Lightning McQueen hand, I think it's pretty cute, you know? I stand on it. The lady side, I remember when I was doing the lady side, I was actually low-key sweating because I was like, oh, this marbling is actually kind of hard. Ooh, it's not really the right color or whatever. I say the marbling on this side is, in my standards, not really my best work. It's giving more coffee latte, hot chocolate even, rather than the colors of Lady. And I do recall that the reason for that was I was having a harder time. These colors don't really look like Lady's colors. This one's too dark and this is too light. I think I was trying to mix them together, but the undertones are cool tones. So, and Lady is more of a warm tone. Maybe I should have mixed more of mahogany into there, but yeah. Otherwise, like if I was going for like a coffee set, that would be cute. And then the thumb for this one is like another kind of marbling thing. And I think I was trying to put a heart in there, which is what this part is. And lady's collar. I mean, lady's collar is pretty simple, but definitely looks, in my opinion, I think the lady side looks a lot more underwhelming than like Amy Queen side. Also, I remember Kim wanted a hidden Mickey, and low-key I like kind of forgot to last moment, so I kind of just had to put the hidden Mickey like little on lady side. And actually that kind of worked out because lady side was a little bit more plain compared to like Amy Queen's. So actually I do like that placement of the hidden Mickey. I don't think I did too bad on this set. You know what, good job, Misha, of 2 years ago. Not bad, not bad. For design, I don't think I can really rate the design because Kim actually designed it. So for this set specifically, design null rating because I didn't design it myself. And then for the execution, I think I will give myself maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, next day, September 5th, 2025. So I only have one set I did on this date, and it was this fall-inspired kind of like witchy fall vibes with a little bit of Halloween inspo. This one I actually did draw a design draft of. I remember her inspo was like cats, like fall tones, and a little bit of like subtle Halloween elements. Honestly, with the design, I think it's pretty cute. I really wanted to try like that technique where it looks like ceramics with like kind of like a 3D embossed effect. I wanted to try that, so that's where this jack-o'-lantern face, the stars, the swirl, and the moon are. And I think this was my first time actually doing that technique, and I think I pretty much like it came out really cute. I really liked how the jack-o'-lantern looked. Basically, I was taking like 3D gel to make the shapes, and then I would just like paint over it again with like a jelly gel to make it look like it's all the same color as the base and that it's like popping out. I think the cat I did on the thumb, like the little like wispy, ghosty, spooky looking cat, is really cute with the frame. The leaves, I don't know if some of you guys know, if I've said it before, if I've even said it publicly on my Instagram, I'm really bad at doing flowers, leaves, any kind of plant life. Aligned with what I know of myself and my capabilities for doing like leaves, I don't ever think I do them well, so I will rate myself pretty low for those leaves. I really like the colors of the set. The overall vibe of the set was so cute, so fall. I wish I had taken better pictures. I remember when I took these pictures, I was like really sad because it looked so much better and so much cuter in person, and I just really couldn't capture it on the camera. But I actually did really like the set, if not for my really bad pictures. Pointer finger, it was supposed to be like a full moon with like some creepy looking branches in the forefront. I thought that came out pretty cool. It does look really ominous and eerie, but still in the same color family. So yeah, I think in terms of design, I would give myself like a good 7 or 8 out of 10. And then in terms of execution, I think I would also give myself like, I think I pretty much did the execution to what I thought it was gonna look like in the design. So I'll also give myself like a 8 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, next one is December 27, 2025. That was pretty recent. This was a freestyle. My client sent me like these inspo pics of, they're kind of like silvery. She really wanted paint, like pastel pink, pastel blue, like blues and pinks, and then some like iridescent silvery kind of accents. And it was like a simple set. I love doing short nails. I feel like these kinds of designs always look the cutest on short nails. I really like how I did this swirl on the ring finger here. I think what I had done was I did like a blooming technique. So I painted the swirl over like a base coat or blooming gel to make it kind of like disperse a little bit. I always love a set that has the silver like rivets on it. I don't know, I just love using those silver rivets. I feel like they always just, if something looks boring, I put a silver rivet and bam, it's so cute. I think of this set, my favorite nail, it's either that swirly one on the ring finger or the other swirly one on the thumb. Yeah, honestly, this set was cute. In terms of design, I mean, obviously it's pretty simple, but, and a freestyle, so I think I would give myself maybe like a 7 out of 10 on a design. And then in terms of execution, I think I'd also give myself like an 8 out of 10 on execution. Yeah. All right, now we got May 26, 2024. Wow, I did 3 sets on May 26th. Let's go with the second one I did that day. I remember this was like another freestyle, and I think she said she wanted like a chrome hearts type vibe. A lot of black, a lot of silver, white. There are some nails that I really, really liked on this set. I really like this middle finger with like the chrome hearts. It looks like a necklace. I really like the thumb over here where it's like silver and then the chain that goes all the way around. Honestly, I think those 2 nails are the only ones that I'm really like absolutely in love with. The rest, I thought I was gonna eat harder with this, but I don't know. I think this was my first time trying like the belt nail kind of thing. I don't think I really executed that belt that well. I mean, overall, the set doesn't look bad, but I don't know, just for my standards, I'm not really the happiest with it. There's only a couple nails that I really, really like a lot. Maybe my biggest qualm with this set is maybe the individual designs actually are nice, but I had arranged them differently. Maybe it would make the set look a little bit more cohesive in my opinion. I think for design, I would give it a 4 out of 10. Design's just a little plain in my opinion, and I feel like I could have done some of these things a little, like it could have looked a little stronger. So in terms of execution too, like I feel like I could have executed this a lot cleaner, and in the execution also like had the foresight to see like which nails would have looked better oriented in which places. So in terms of execution, I think I would give myself like a 5.5 out of 10. Yeah. Ew, I feel like I rated myself like pretty low on this one, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel so proud of this one. We're always gonna have sets we don't really feel that proud of. Next date is March 2, 2025. Okay, oh my God. This one was so cute. My client wanted 3 charms of this Rilakkuma and Korilakkuma in like this really cute frog raincoat. So I was so excited, and she's going for like kind of a spring vibe, pink and greens. I did draft a design of this one. And even in the draft, I was going for like a Jumino core kind of vibe, cutesy, kawaii, whatever vibe. I pre-sculpted the charms, and I think the charms came out so cute. Oh my God, just look at them. They're so tiny. They're just little happy. I think my favorite part of the charms is like the little rain boots. This is before I had gotten actual button charms. So the little button you see on the pointer finger, like the green flower shaped button, I sculpted that at the appointment. I feel like I really ate with this one. It's so cute. I think if I did have a qualm with this set, the Miffy on the other pointer finger, I'm not really into how I executed that Miffy. There's a very specific way that I always want Miffy to look. The IP of Miffy herself has a very distinct like placement of where her eyes are versus where her mouth is. And in here, I definitely did her eyes way too big. So that's what mainly throws off this Miffy for me. I really love the little tiny bunny that I have on the middle finger and then also on the thumb. Oh my God, wait, I'm obsessed with the one on the thumb because he's like so chunky. Yeah, this one was such a cute set. I really like this one. In terms of design, I gotta give myself like, I don't know, I feel like I gotta give myself like a 9 or 10 out of 10 on this. Is that a little high? I don't know, I like this one a lot. And then execution, I think I ate it except for the Miffy. So because of the Miffy, I'm gonna knock off some points. But otherwise, I give myself like a 9.5 out of 10 on the execution. I don't know how long this video is already, so I'm just gonna say that maybe we have time for 2 more, so I'm just gonna go with 2 more for now. But if you guys are enjoying how this video is going, it's fun for me to look back on my old work. But if you guys like it, I can do more videos like this in the future. So let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever, sorry. Okay, let's do 2 more. January 16, 2025, let's see. Oh my God, this was a good day. You know what? Let's just cover all of the sets I did. Okay, so I did 2 sets on January 16, 2025. The first one was this freestyle. She gave me like complete open, you can do whatever you want. I remember I took like some inspo from my Pinterest board, and I really wanted to do these like glass looking cupid baby kind of things. And also I had seen this like cute cat that also looks like glass, so I thought that matched the aesthetic that I wanted to do in my head. So I sculpted both the cupid baby and the two cupid babies and the two little bear, like one bear, one tiger. Actually, I didn't sculpt those with 3D gel. I actually used Jinbei Crazy Top thick to layer on like the big blobs, like bubble, just so that it's less, like it's more like attached to the nail, I guess. I remember just like marbling a lot of like of these jelly colors. I put some sequins inside to look like the picture. I just love doing, I feel like when I get a chance to freestyle, I feel like one of the first things I gravitate towards is kind of like this jelly look. So I don't know if that's like my signature style or something. I've always wondered if I had a signature style, or if like you guys see something and tell like, oh yeah, like that's Misha's work. I always felt like I don't have an art style, but anyways, maybe if I was to think of it, maybe this kind of like jelly look, I always tend to just like gravitate towards and do. So maybe that's like my preferred art style. I don't know. What do you guys think? And I love mixing like cute with more edgy. So that's where these really 2000s, you know, studs come from. We did some like little crosses, which makes it look more edgy. And just the juxtaposition of cute and edgy. Maybe that's what my preferred art style is. Maybe I really like cute and edgy type stuff. Anyways, I think that's why I really like this set, because it was like a really awesome blend of both, and I freestyled it. So I think in terms of design, I'm so sorry, I gotta give myself a 10 out of 10. Like, I love this one. And execution, I gotta give myself a 10 out of 10 again, because I really love this one. Am I glazing myself too much with this? I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. 10s across the board for this one. I have such bias towards this set. I love it so much. The second set I did that day was actually for my client's wedding. So it was such an honor to do her nails for her wedding. I love, like, I get it. A lot of people want their wedding nails to be like, you know, quote unquote timeless. So they go for like a classier, more like simple look, like just like a nude, or like a Hailey Bieber chrome nude, whatever, just a French tip, something like that. Maybe like a little pearl or something. So like, you know, everyone has their own preference, each their own. But for me, when I see a bride that wants to do like designs, that wants something like not more than that on their nails, I'm like, like, yes, you are the bride. This is your day. Like, you should be having the cuntiest nails ever. So I love when I get to do bridal nails that are not just plain ones. No offense to anyone that gets plain nails. If you want those, I'll do them for you. But if you want more than just plain nails, please let me do them for you. Okay, we did like lace. I think this was like my first time using foil transfer and lace. I do remember doing this and like low-key sweating. And thank you so much to my client, because she's so patient with me with like trying new techniques. But like, I was like low-key so like, oh my god, like the foil isn't sticking, like how am I gonna do this? But then eventually I figured it out, and the foil, like the transfer foil actually stuck. So that's what all of the lace is, and I think that like made it so pretty. We did like pearl elements. I also had a this pearl, I love this gel. This gel is also from Sweetie Nail Supply. It's literally pearl as a gel. I used that for the like kind of graphic Frenchies that you see here. Ooh, I tell you guys, I really suck at flowers, but if you need it for your wedding, I will suck it up and I will do flowers for your wedding. I think these flowers actually didn't come out so bad. I think when it's like pointy flowers, I'm a lot better than if it's like rounded flowers. Does that even make sense? And I did a little 3D sculpted flower. So yeah, this set came out so beautiful and so elegant in my opinion. She told me that everyone loved her nails and that she felt beautiful when she loved her nails. So that's a 10 out of 10 to me, right? In terms of design, yeah, I think the design is really cute. I'll just give the design a 9 out of 10 just because of the flowers. because, you know, again, I don't prefer flowers and I already know for myself that I can't execute them well. So in terms of execution, it would have been like a hot higher, but again, because of the flowers, including the sculpted flower in my opinion, I'm also not as good at sculpted flowers. I would give myself maybe like a 9 for the execution. Just because of the flowers. Yeah, the set was so beautiful. And I'm always so honored to do anyone's wedding nails. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did. I was like low-key kind of cringe and embarrassing. Like I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, is it gonna land on a set that like I mean, I won't lie. There are some sets that I do where afterwards, even if my client loves it, in my head I'm like, oh God, I did not eat with that one. And I'm so sorry. But I'm sure every artist has that, nail tech, artist, anything, where there's a piece that, I don't know, you just feel like you fell short or you didn't execute it the way that you had hoped in your head. But then also I was kind of surprised looking at some of the sets that I know I felt that way about, but then looking back on them and like really looking at them again after so long, I'm like, wait a second, actually, I was too hard on myself. Like that actually looks really good. So it's a little bit of both. I also think as an artist, it's always good to go back and look at your work. I mean, that's the best way to grow and to like really develop your skills and just develop as a creative, is go back, look at your work, remember kind of where your mindset was, remember like what you were thinking, your process, and then comparing it to now. Like maybe sometimes there's things that you were thinking back then that you forgot about. I feel like I do that. Like I feel like there's techniques that I have used on old sets back then that today I totally forgot that I can do that. So it's always kind of good to go back and see what you've done to like refresh yourself. But also it's good to like look back and see how far you've grown. I suffer from a lot of imposter syndrome. I have a Chiron in my 10th house, that's why. Sorry, astrology talk, but I always self-doubt myself in terms of like my work and my creative stuff. So it's nice to go back and revalidate a lot if you go through periods of imposter syndrome or feeling like, you know, you're not good enough or you suck at everything. Sometimes when you're just looking back at your old work and seeing it from like a further like astral projection type view, like a future self looking at your past self type view, you find that maybe you don't need to be that hard on yourself and actually like you're doing a great job. So yeah, if this encourages you to look back at some of your old stuff or old art, like I hope that brings you positivity and good joy. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.